Hi, my name is Kamila, and I'm the managing director at Untrite, where we use AI to create what I call the internal brain for enterprises. In short, we connect people with the right information, which is especially crucial for time-sensitive situations. We make the internal knowledge accessible, similar to what Google did for external resources. I strongly believe that AI will be the defining technology of our times, and it's no longer a buzzword. In today's talk, I will explain why we, the consumers, builders, the decision makers, should start embracing and advocating for the use of AI in our lives and in our workplaces. I will also share with you a couple of examples of projects where AI has been used to change the world, change the way we work and live. First, I want you to notice that you are surrounded by AI. You are surrounded by AI-powered inventions, sometimes without even realizing that they use AI. Alexa, Uber, Amazon, or Zalando recommendation engines, they are all stuffed with AI. AI-powered robots are everywhere, from those cleaning your homes to the AI-enabled drones, which you see on this short GIF, delivering blood to the most remote places. These are all examples of the specialized AI, as there is no such thing as a artificial general intelligence, the super intelligent agent that understands and learns any intellectual task a human would do. Through my talk, I will all examples you will see are specialized narrow type of AI. When electricity was introduced to the world, it's changed everything. AI is already proven to be the next big thing, and it will transform everything and create enormous economic value, just like electricity once did. As with any new technology picking up, remember those big data, VR, or blockchain trends? People rush to predict huge breakthroughs in the next few years, but usually it never happens. It takes time to get adoption and trust in the new technology. But once it's mainstream, the benefits and the number of applications grow exponentially. Because we humans tend to overestimate the impact of technology in the short term, but underestimate it in the long term. And that's known as Amara's law. AI is only starting to get real recognition, but the benefits of applying it are unlimited, sorry. As humanity, we progressed due to our unique ability to learn. Because of this learning, we can progress at scale. That's also the main domain of AI. And that's what makes it stand out from any other technology that has ever been created. Because AI can learn anything quickly, meaning its intelligence is increasing. In 2013, AI had the same intelligence as a 4-year-old kid. By 2029, studies forecast that AI will likely to surpass human intelligence. But it can do already pretty cool things. If you don't believe me, here AI making Frank Sinatra sing Toxic by Britney Spears. With a taste of a poison paradise, I'm addicted to you. Girl, you know that you're toxic. Crazy, huh? Our human ear can still hear, still can catch that there is something off, but it's not so long until the tag becomes so fine it will be impossible to distinguish if it's genuine or it's just a deep fake. And although such projects may seem purely entertaining, AI as technology holds enormous value when it comes to solving very complex problems. You need to know that there are many types of AI, from deep learning and machine learning tools, of which a perfect example is popularized by media deepfakes, to self-driving Tesla cars or self-diagnosing NASA rovers, which use machine learning and AI to analyze real-time data and predict what's the next best move. And there is also a whole different area of AI making a sense of text, voice, and all the unstructured data. And that's my domain. For those just getting familiar with AI, these are just computer algorithms designed to make decisions, often using real time data. There is no magic to it. It's nothing like the scary Terminator that is a threat to humanity. On the contrary, AI is like any other technology created by humans for humans. But AI is unlike traditional programming, where you had to manually write logic that created the output from the input data. And I'm pretty sure you saw this picture of Margaret Hamilton standing next to a pile of printed out code she wrote for NASA. This is the logic that took first humans to the moon. AI is completely different game. Here, you train machine learning models and AI models by feeding them examples, similar to how children learn. Fun fact: you are also training AI systems without even realizing it. See those captcha? These are in fact used to train self-driving cars, so they can recognize different elements in the environment. And that brings me to one of the biggest obstacles to creating good AI: data, or rather, huge amounts of data versus our human limitations. This is the reason why AI is such a game changer that can improve exponentially the way we live and work. Because let's face it, we humans cannot possibly grasp and understand all available data and information and make sense of it instantly. That's not how our brain works. Because data and information can be overwhelming. According to American psychologist George Miller's study conducted in 1956, human brain can only process so much information before becoming overloaded. In fact, most people can handle only 7 chunks of information at a time, plus minus two. And you've probably heard of the paradox of choice, where having more options are actually making us unable to make decisions because we feel paralyzed. Now, think of all the databases and systems you need to interact with and work every day. Scattered data is difficult to make sense of, and we cannot see how everything relates. Lots of things are overlooked, and people use their gut feeling instead of taking decisions based or at least supported by data. But that's what computers and AI are perfect for. AI can help you filter the most relevant data to what you're looking for almost instantly. Natural language processing, the type of AI I deal with, helps computers to understand humans, the context behind the words or sentences. So you can ask a question using your natural language, just like you do with Google search. Another cool thing about AI, it can learn and give you more and more accurate information each time you interact with it. But if you're still looking for more reasons to embrace AI, think of all the bias. You may have heard of shocking cases in systems of justice. Many researchers have highlighted how judges' decisions can be unconsciously influenced by their own personal beliefs. Or the work-related examples where employers granted interviews at different rates to candidates with identical resumes, but with names considered to reflect different racial groups. Human decisions are also very difficult to review. People may lie about the factors they considered, or may not even understand what unconsciously influenced their decision, leaving room for unconscious bias. AI can help reduce this bias. Well, technically, it can also reinforce it, depending on what kind of data you feed it, but that's a whole different subject. AI learns from about the world from the data we feed it. So that if the data is biased, you will get biased results. Luckily, there is more and more stress put into understanding how AI systems are designed and how they come up with the results they do. Governments are finally putting rules and regulations in place to prevent misuse of AI and encourage developing explainable AI. So explainable AI is simply a set of processes and methods that allows a human designer, human user to comprehend and trust the results created by machine learning algorithms. The opposite of the black box. But before we move to the examples of how AI is used these days, I want to bring another topic where I think AI is a game changer. For me and my colleagues at Untrite, the most promising and exciting area where AI can help where no previous technology could is tapping into tribal knowledge. Tribal knowledge means all unwritten information and practices that are part of every organization. And usually this kind of information is not codified or standardized in any way. Tribal knowledge is typically in heads of very senior people who have been there, done that. So what happens when those employees leave or retire? Well, usually that knowledge dies. And then it has to be rediscovered, often at a very high cost. That AI comes to rescue. Even though most of the tribal knowledge hasn't been codified, it leaves in form of free text of support tickets, reports, or email conversations. AI, and especially the NLP, natural language processing, which deals with language, can tap into unstructured data and pull the information, all the relevant information, for the new employee to use. So you don't need to reinvent the wheel, but you can rather build on top of all the legacy information that has been stored. But enough of the theory. I want to bring you some of the coolest and greatest use of AI I had the pleasure of working on or heard of. So let's look at healthcare and the current situation. Millions of people across the world have already gotten their vaccine, COVID-19 vaccine. At least I got mine. And that's thanks to AI. The pace and the scale of the rollout of the vaccine is unprecedented, and AI plays a crucial role in it. Healthcare organizations harness AI and machine learning models to schedule vaccines, streamline patients' communication, or even prioritize access to those who need the vaccine the most. And there are many other ways to utilize AI. One of the projects I had a chance of working on was using NLP the type of AI which understands human language to analyze patients' data, which allowed for better patients management and the management of the visits. So the system was reviewing both unstructured and structured data from medical records and doctor's notes, which I'm sure you know can be very challenging. And it was creating an accurate and comprehensive health portrait of the patient. And that was allowing the doctor for a better and faster diagnosis. Another cool use case I'm very proud of working on is using AI in policing, because it can help in help prevent crimes, and it can serve and assist public better. AI has proven to be massively beneficial in policing, as big data sets can be processed faster, risks assessed more accurately, and crime or even terrorist attacks predicted and prevented. Because AI can cut time to research and find patterns in data in sources where people may not look for, or they don't even know that such data exists. Additionally, when a person or witness called to report an accident, a person in the control room would take a note and analyze as quickly as human can to what is being said to assess risk level. Based on that, they could dispatch a number of officers according to seriousness of the situation. However, around 30% of the 999 calls, so the most emergency driven calls recorded by the Met Police, so the London police, are considered non-valuable. So calls like pranks, miscellaneous, or drop-offs. This takes valuable time and resources which could otherwise be assigned to helping people who are in real danger. What we are seeing is by using AI, the system can automatically tap and analyze what's being reported, and crucial data is surfaced in real time without any human intervention. This gives police staff more time to focus on the next most important task, understanding the situation, making informed risk assessment, and ultimately deciding how to react to the situation. And we cannot hide from the fact. Fatigue and stress contribute to many accidents. Therefore, one of the key advantages of AI is that it doesn't have any. It has ability to be more alert, more focused, and relaxed at all times. Humans simply cannot do that. And if this pandemic taught us anything, is that digital transformation can be done fast. The way we work has rapidly changed. Remote work presents new challenges, such as information exchange limits. How can we connect and bond with other people across distances? How can we enable innovation and brainstorming at scale? To sum up, people use technology to solve the issues and problems of their own nature, to reach beyond our own limitations. We, as humans, should advocate for human plus AI approach, using AI systems alongside humans, not instead of them. We should employ AI while keeping humans in the loop, making them more efficient, productive, and happy. As we progress with AI, we will finally be able to figure out out not how to solve problems, but what problems are worth solving. We are finally able to work on things we enjoy and leave the mundane, repetitive tasks to robots who do a much better job than us. We are finally humanizing work. That's why I'm confident and I'm optimistic about the future of AI. And at Untrite, we think that AI will solve many challenges, many more challenges than it creates. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for being with us till this point. Thanks to Kamila's presentation as well. Thanks to all the speakers who have contributed to the success of this event. We have spoken about the investment opportunities as far as AI is concerned in South Africa and the African continent. We spoke about some use cases of AI and how we can strategize and incorporate AI being part of our strategy. Yesterday, we spoke about ethics and many other use cases of AI, and we spoke about jobs and AI disrupting the job market, etc. So we indeed have learned a lot throughout this 2-day event. We really appreciate, and I would like to express my gratitude to all the attendees really who have made this event possible. We wouldn't have been able to do it without your support. And so thank you so much. We also want to thank the sponsors who have also made this event possible. We thank you so much. And thanks to Machine Learning Africa team as well for putting this together. Now I know that we have taken so much time, but those who are still around and still want to hang around, we can go to the tables, we can have a chat, and maybe we can continue with the conversations. And yeah, thank you so much. It's been a wonderful 2 days. May you all have a wonderful evening. Thank you. Cheers.